Vince Carter, or many know him as Vinsanity, is one of the most athletic basketball players the game has ever witnessed. Creating a Vince Carter build in NBA 2K25 is particularly exciting for new players jumping on the NBA 2K wave. Vince's playstyle in NBA 2K25 is designed to dominate in every game mode, from 1-on-1 to 5v5. Slashers have received a great boost this year with the new enhanced dunk meter mechanics, which the community has really embraced. So I would say this is one of the most exciting builds that I've played on this year, and I want to say thank every single one of you for your support. More so than anything, thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. Comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I will definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. So if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you know, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. Now when you think of slashers, names like Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, and Zion Williamson come to mind. But Vince Carter stands out as the best dunker in basketball history. From his iconic Team USA performances to his impact across numerous NBA teams, Vince Carter has left an undeniable mark in the game of basketball. Now my favorite moment from Vince Carter's career is his dunk in that dunk contest was arguably one of the greatest we have ever seen in the dunk contest history. So in NBA 2K25, a lot of players are sticking to traditional play styles like 3-point hunting or pure post scoring. You know, this Vince Carter archetype can really compete with any meta build. Whether you're facing off against a 6'10 small forward, a 6'7 lockdown, or even a post scorer, this build can definitely bully its way to the basket. The versatility this year is truly remarkable. You know, you can even shoot consistently with lower 3-point ratings, which is key for slashers. So with anywhere from about a 63-point rating and up, you can steal green shots. And especially if you utilize your moves correctly, you'll have a reliable drive due to the high finishing stats. But if defenses play too low, you can hit those mid-range shots or occasionally pull up for a 3-pointer, and with the correct takeovers, that's definitely possible. So you can customize this build at your own liking, and I'll be sure to show you 3 different versions throughout this video today. So feel free to mix and match and cater towards your own playstyle. If you decide to shift some attributes from the finishing to the defense or shooting, that's perfectly okay. I don't want to limit you with any of these archetypes. You know, the goal is to make the builds work for your own playstyle. One of the best aspects of creating a slasher is really ensuring that you have at least an 84 strength attribute. I often mention this on a lot of my videos, and realistically, you'll be able to maintain a 99 strength with the Great Wall Takeover ability. So if you max this out to level 5, you're going to get a plus 15 put towards your strength. And that boost, not only does it allow you to be a bully in the paint, but I would say it significantly increases your contact dunk percentage, and also it does really allow you to be a bully on that defensive end. So even if you opt to go with a lower strength, let's say about a 70, I think that's going to be perfect. It's all going to come down to your personal preference, but remember, the strength is really key for getting stops on defense, especially in the competitive scene. So from the gameplay, I can say this has been one of the most fun archetypes that I've used this year. The amount of contact dunks that you can actually execute, and combine it with the agility to dribble on this build with even just minimal playmaking attributes, is something that I'm really excited about. So you can even create this build to get that unique name of the High Flyer, and I'll include a link with a pop-up card in the description for another version to actually create this kind of build. So technically, I'm giving y'all 4 different versions in one video to create the best Vince Carter archetype and style. So I would really appreciate it if you have not done so already. Smash that like button. I really want to thank every single one of you, the Rich family, for your support. We are building the most positive, Christ-like minded community in the 2K space and on YouTube, and none of this would be possible without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and all of you. Your feedback has truly been invaluable. So if there's any changes or adjustments that you'd like to see, or if you have a build that really competes with this one, I want to know down below in the comments. What's special about these builds is really how you utilize your cap breakers, and I think that's going to enhance these builds even more. Potentially, you can even get more dunk packages depending on the way that you do cater this build towards your own playstyle. So if you're saving overall to get more attributes out of different areas, that's definitely another option. You know, we're a few months into NBA 2K25, so I know many of you might have at least 5 to 10 cap breakers unlocked by now. And what are your thoughts about cap breakers this year? I believe it's a win for the community as a whole, and it really does allow us to make some of the most unique builds this year. You know, this archetype does bring back that intimidation factor from the post, and I can say defenders, regardless of their attributes, often find it hard to affect my dunks. I've seen it from players with silver to gold paint patroller, and even with these badges, I can say that is definitely a sweet spot for defense, but this build can really still execute when it comes towards those contact dunks. I can say the real NBA, you know, players like LeBron, Zion, and Giannis, even Vince Carter, players are not trying to contest them at the rim. I'm telling you, most of the time it's a contact dunk in real life. So I would say the fear factor is something that definitely does need to be implemented moving forward with NBA 2K26. And I can say also that this build really replicates that feeling of giving you the satisfaction of putting your defender on a poster, man. So even to get a small glimpse of Vince Carter's athleticism in NBA 2K25 to me is truly special. His physical toughness is something that I truly do miss in today's game. And if it were brought back, I would say it would do wonders for the NBA's intensity, also player development, and even just the enjoyment of the fans, man. You know, I can say also in NBA 2K25, it definitely does give me a feeling that slashers are starting to take the meta back over. You know, in recent years, a lot of players have really leaned on outside shooting and three-point shooting. And really this year, even when it comes towards post scoring, that's been a favorable play style. But when it comes towards that rare variety of slashers, I've seen many, and myself, where you're able to just take over the game, because a lot of defenses really aren't putting more attributes towards that area to actually stop high skill slashers. And I think that's something that is really unique about this build, and really what allows you to be one of the best ball dominant players. Even if you're using this build off ball, it's definitely effective, especially with the alley-oops. And something that I really do enjoy about this build is the self alley-oop animations that you get. One of the most overpowering things about this build itself. And on top of that, man, nothing does get better than the contact dunks. I can say even with the Euro steps, the layups, this build makes a huge impact when going inside of the arc. And this is one of the reasons why I can say I feel like finishing builds are definitely making a comeback in a big way. You know, this build isn't just about the offense, but it's really about embodying everything that Vince Carter can do. He's a complete package player. You know, his ability to defend, his playmaking, also even the leadership on the court with while leading the offense. I'm telling you, one of the best players we have ever seen offensively. And while the focus is really on his dunking, I can say this archetype can really transition into defense and offense pretty well with steals and blocks. So when you get to experience Vince Carter's athleticism at its fullest, I would say it's all about capturing, you know, that all-around player vibe where you can lead your team pretty much in any game mode by doing just about everything. You know, this build's all about capturing that raw athleticism, you know, versatility from offense to defense, and really just about being a dominant player. You know, I'm really happy with the way that this archetype did turn out to be, and I really encourage every single one of you to experiment with one of these archetypes. Let me know down below, which version did you decide to go ahead and make number 1, 2, or 3? Your responses in the comments have been truly amazing, and I want to say thank you so much to Rich family for supporting me on this journey. We are about to hit 10,000 big supporters, and none of it would be possible without my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. You know, I've used this build in the playgrounds, and I can definitely say this is one of the most competitive builds that you can use from the finishing aspect, especially if you do learn how to shoot with a lower 3-point rating. That's something that is really special about slashers this year. I can say Vince Carter really did change the game of basketball with his athletic ability. I can think of so many moments from his career in which we thought he was going to retire, and he continued to show everybody up that he can still play in the NBA. And regardless, you know, he did retire as a GOAT in my book. I can definitely say he's one of my favorite players of all time, and truly one of the best gifted players that we've seen. I gotta go ahead and say I put him above LeBron and also Michael Jordan when it comes towards his dunking ability. And if he were in today's game and age and era where he was, let's say, a rookie again, I would think he has definitely got the potential to lead the NBA where we're currently at. You know, his play style and that physical toughness is something that I truly miss seeing in today's game and age. I feel like players who you would think would be physically dominant, like Giannis, even LeBron, really don't utilize their athleticism as much as they possibly can, and I think that's exactly what we got out of players like Vince Carter. So I want to say thank every single one of you for supporting me. God bless you as well. And I want you to know that none of this would be possible, us building this community, without y'all, the rich family, and number one, Jesus Christ. So if there's a certain NBA player build that you want to see in the next video, be sure to let me know down below, and I will definitely be sure to make that happen. I want to say God bless every single one of you. I'll continue to put out these videos for y'all. So if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And last but definitely not least, with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.